Thanks, Leon.
94 years old, Madiba, celebrating his birthday. How is he, first and foremost? How's he keeping?
Well, for a 94-year-old, he's keeping well. And I think he's teaching all of us as young people that it helps to keep fit when you are young.
Yeah.
Because it helps in later years.
That's true. That's one thing about Madiba. He was always walking and very active and sporty. So this pays off. It certainly pays off.
The pains later.
We're glad to hear this. Now, last week you launched this year's Nelson Mandela International Day to become a global movement. Talk us through the launch. What was it all about this time?
Well, the launch was to say to South Africans, let's start early. Because the theme remains the same as last year: take action, inspire change, make every day a Mandela Day. And we're saying to young people, we had about 6 musicians and stars of South Africa to say, if they can do it now, you can also do so. And we went to a school, we started off in Hector Peterson Museum, where, as you know, activism started there of young people. And we from there moved on to Tlatlocham Primary School, where they painted the 2 classrooms. And we're saying if our kids can have a good environment to study, they should be able to become better people in the future.
So you're really trying to emphasize education this year for Mandela Day. Does this basically mean you would like people or prefer people to do something when it comes to the education of children, or can they still do anything, but particularly with that in mind?
Well, we always say that Mandela Day is open. If you are a doctor and you prefer that you see after patients, indigent patients, 67 or 94, depending on which number you'd like, do that. If you're a musician, you want to perform in honor of Madiba, or to inspire kids who are young, up and coming musicians, do that. But it's important that we build the future, and our future is based on young people. And our education is important. And with the kind of education that we have now, the environment that kids study under, it's important that we each do something. Hence, some of the initiatives that we have include 94 plus education projects for Mandela Day, which we are doing with the Department of Basic Education.
What does that include? I mean, what are we looking at?
There are 94 schools that the department has selected around the country. These are well-performing schools, but under difficult circumstances. Some of these kids have to cross rivers to go to school. Sometimes there's no bridge. And it's to say, let's build infrastructure where there's a need for infrastructure. Sometimes it's libraries. We have Mandela Day libraries. This year we're hoping to build about 20 in schools. You might think, no, it's a small number, but for those 20 schools, it goes somewhere. So we have a project with publishers. Some of the publishers will be giving books free in schools. So and this year we would like to particularly thank Corporate South Africa, which have come in a big way to say they want to contribute something towards Mandela Day.
It just seems like Mandela Day is growing from strength to strength, because, you know, in the beginning it started off as a day that people did recognize, but now what I'm loving hearing from you is that there is a certain cause, there's a certain, there's a direction that it's moving, and corporates are jumping on board, people are jumping on board, and we really are going to make a difference in one particular sector, and that is education for this year. So it's good to see it growing like this.
I think when Madiba said it's in our hands, it's in your hands, he changed the motto to it's in your hands to make a difference. He didn't know what he was starting, because this was in 2008. And in 2009, the Nelson Mandela Center of Memory then decided to do something about his call. And the UN then adopted the day. So for all the people that are viewing today, we're saying you need not wait for the 18th of July. You can do it now. Go to an indigent family that needs you and do something for them. But it also doesn't stop there. We have a young man who would be summiting Mount Kilimanjaro.
Wonderful.
And he will be summiting, asking for corporates to donate sanitary pads for kids in rural areas, because some kids lose school time because they can't go to school while they are on periods. So we're saying if you can give just a little bit, it will help for us to have a better future.
Stella, very quickly, there's a call really where the foundation is saying we're urging the public to stick to an ethical framework when undertaking action for Mandela Day. What do you mean by this?
What we mean is we shouldn't divert money that should be going to communities, into having parties, for example.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be about celebrating in a sense of just splashing money and spending it on a concert, or do something with that money that is needed. It could be that you buy blankets, for example, for families that will need that. And Cheese Kids and the IMC will be making a huge announcement in the space in the next couple of weeks as part of June for Youth Month. So there will be many initiatives that will be coming up, and we will be announcing more as we go forward. And we appreciate you being a big partner of this.
We'll be a huge part, and I can promise you that much, Selo. Always dedicating our time to you. Selo Hatung is a spokesperson for the Nelson Mandela Foundation, talking to us about the build-up to Mandela Day. As you know, that is the 18th of July. That's Madiba's 94th birthday, and we're all being urged to do some good. All right, the time now